My name is Daniel Carter. I am 29 years old, and until recently, I believed loyalty was the strongest thing a man could offer. I work hard, I keep my promises, and I love with everything I have. Maybe that was my first mistake. I met Emily Hayes 3 years ago at a charity event my company sponsored. She spilled red wine on my shirt and panicked. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she said, grabbing napkins. I laughed. "It's fine. It gives the shirt character." She smiled at me then, and something inside me shifted. "You're not even mad? Should I be?" She shook her head. "Most men would be. I'm not most men." That night we talked for hours. She told me she wanted to start her own design studio. I told her I wanted a simple life, steady work, a family, peace. She looked at me like I was already her future. Months later, I told my best friend, Ryan Brooks, I'm going to marry her. He nearly choked on his drink. "Already, when you know, you know." He clapped my shoulder. "Then don't wait too long." Ryan has been my brother since college. We survived exams, heartbreaks, and cheap apartments together. If I trusted anyone besides Emily, it was him. Last winter, I took Emily to the rooftop where we had our first date. The city lights flickered around us. My hands were shaking, but I kept my voice steady. "Emily," I said, pulling out the ring, "you are my calm in every storm. Will you marry me?" Her hands trembled as she covered her mouth. "Daniel, are you serious?" "I've never been more serious." Tears filled her eyes. "Yes, of course yes." I slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. Ryan stepped out from behind a corner with his phone, laughing. "You finally did it, man," he shouted. Emily hugged him first, then me. I remember thinking how lucky I was to have both of them beside me. Planning the wedding felt like building a dream brick by brick. Emily talked about flowers, venues, music. My younger sister Olivia called every day. "I'm telling everyone my brother is getting married," she said excitedly. "I already picked my dress." "You're not picking anything without Emily's approval," I teased. "I love her already," Olivia said. "She's perfect for you." I believe that too. But somewhere between cake tastings and guest lists, something changed. "Why are you hiding your phone?" I asked one evening. "I'm not," Emily replied quickly. "You turned it face down." She forced a laugh. "You're imagining things." I told myself she was stressed. Weddings do that to people. I didn't want to become the jealous man who ruins his own happiness. Ryan started coming over more often. "Need help with the seating chart?" he asked. Emily smiled at him in a way I didn't understand then. "Actually, yes." I watched them lean over the table together. I felt something tight in my chest, but I pushed it away. One night, Olivia called me. "You sound tired," she said. "Just work and wedding stuff?" "Yeah." She paused. "You're sure everything's okay?" "Of course," I replied too quickly. I wanted to be okay. I needed to be okay. A week later, I decided to surprise Ryan. He had helped so much with planning that I wanted to thank him. I bought his favorite whiskey and drove to his apartment. The hallway smelled like cheap air freshener. His door was slightly open. "Ryan," I called. No answer. I stepped inside. The lights were on. I heard laughter from down the hall. A woman's laugh. My stomach dropped. It sounded like her. "No," I whispered to myself. "That's impossible." I walked closer. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it in my ears. Then I heard her clearly. "That was so close," Emily said, laughing softly. Ryan's voice followed. "Relax. He trusts me." My hands went numb. I stood outside the bedroom door, frozen. Every part of me begged me to walk away, to pretend I never came. But I pushed the door open. Time stopped. Emily was sitting on the edge of his bed. Her hair was loose. Ryan stood in front of her, too close. She looked up first. Her face drained of color. "Daniel." Ryan turned slowly. "Bro, this isn't." I couldn't hear the rest. My ears were ringing. Emily stood up quickly. "It's not what you think." I stared at her. "Then what is it?" She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Ryan stepped forward. "We were just talking." "In your bedroom?" My voice sounded strange, like it belonged to someone else. Emily's eyes filled with panic. She grabbed Ryan's arm without thinking. That small movement shattered something inside me. "Daniel can never find out," she whispered urgently to him. Ryan replied, "He won't." The words hit me harder than anything else. They weren't surprised. They weren't confused. They were caught. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me. How long? I asked quietly. Neither of them answered. Since before the proposal? I forced the words out. Emily shook her head, crying now. It wasn't supposed to happen. That's not an answer. Ryan ran a hand through his hair. It just happened. Love doesn't just happen twice, I said. Emily reached for me. Please, let me explain. I stepped back. Explain what? That my best friend and my fiancée needed privacy. Ryan tried again. Man, calm down. I laughed, but it didn't sound human. Calm down. Emily's voice broke. We were going to tell you. When? I asked. After the honeymoon? Silence filled the room. I looked at the ring on her finger. The ring I chose. The ring she swore meant forever. Did you laugh about it? I asked. While planning the wedding? No, she cried. Ryan looked at me with something like guilt. I never meant to hurt you. But you did, I replied. I felt my chest tighten. Breathing became hard. Emily whispered, Daniel, please. I stared at both of them. The two people I trusted most in this world. Everything I believed about love, friendship, loyalty, it all cracked in that single moment. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something. Instead, I stood there, unable to move, unable to breathe, staring at the ruins of my life. And neither of them could look me in the eyes anymore. I don't scream. I don't throw a punch. I don't even slam the door. I just look at them one last time, then I turn around and walk out. Daniel, wait. Emily calls after me. Bro, let's talk. Ryan shouts. I don't answer. If I open my mouth, I might break. The hallway feels longer than before. My legs move, but I don't feel the ground. I reach my car and sit inside. My hands shake on the steering wheel. Breathe. I whisper to myself. Just breathe. My chest feels hollow, like someone reached inside and removed everything that mattered. I press my forehead against the wheel. They planned this, I mutter. They look me in the eye and lied. My phone buzzes. Emily's name flashes on the screen. I decline it. Then Ryan calls. I throw the phone onto the passenger seat and stare through the windshield. Don't cry, I tell myself. Not for them. I drive home slowly. Every traffic light feels like an insult. Every song on the radio feels personal. When I reach my apartment, I sit in silence for hours. The next morning, my phone rings again. Ryan. I answer. Bro, you okay? He asks casually. You left your jacket here. I close my eyes. His voice sounds normal. Too normal. Yeah. I reply evenly. Must have forgotten it. You just walked out last night. I wasn't feeling well. A pause. You sure that's it? What else would it be? He exhales. Nothing. Just checking. Thanks, I say. I'll grab the jacket later. We hang up. My hand stops shaking. My voice didn't crack. That surprises me. Later that evening, Emily comes over like nothing happened. She smiles when I open the door. Hi, she says softly. Hi. She steps inside and kisses me. Her lips touch mine, and my skin crawls. I force myself not to pull away. Did you think about the roses? She asks. I'm torn between white and blush. I walk into the kitchen. Blush looks warmer. You think so? She says, following me. Yeah. She wraps her arms around me from behind. You've been distant. Work, I answer. You're not mad about anything, right? I turn slowly. Why would I be? She searches my face. I don't know. You just seem off. I'm fine. She nods, but I can see doubt in her eyes. You still love me, right? She asks quietly. The question feels like a knife. Of course, I say. She smiles in relief. Good. I don't know what I'd do without you. I think. You already know. That night, after she leaves, I stand alone in my living room. I will not explode. I whisper. I will not beg. I will not cry in front of them. If they want a performance, I'll give them one. The next day, I text her. Let's make this wedding unforgettable. She replies instantly. I love you. I stare at the words. Yeah, I murmur. You love me. I call someone else after that. Mason read. Daniel? This is rare. Mason says. You only call when something's serious. It is. Where are you? Your office. Come up. Mason has always been calm. Sharp mind, steady voice. He listens without interrupting as I tell him everything. They think I don't know. I finish. And you confirmed it? He asks. I saw them. He leans back. What do you want to do? I don't know yet. You want revenge? I want truth. He studies me. If you're going to do something, do it smart. I'm listening. Don't accuse without proof. Don't act on emotion. Collect everything. You mean build a case? Yes, he says. If this explodes, it needs to explode clean. I nod slowly. And legally? You're not married yet. That's in your favor. I stand up. Thank you. Daniel, he adds, don't lose yourself in this. I already did. That evening, I sit at my desk with my laptop open. My hands move calmly. I log into our shared cloud drive. I check phone records. I scroll through saved hotel bookings. There it is. 2 nights labeled client meeting. Same dates I worked late. I screenshot everything. My phone vibrates. A message from Emily. Dinner tasting tomorrow at 7. Don't forget. I reply I wouldn't miss it. The next day, she introduces me to Claire Thompson, her maid of honor. Daniel, this is Claire, Emily says. Claire smiles politely. I've heard a lot about you. Hopefully good things, I reply. She studies me carefully. Of course. During the tasting, I catch Ryan whispering something to Emily near the dessert table. They laugh quietly. Claire notices me watching. You okay? She asks. Why wouldn't I be? You look like you're somewhere else. I'm right here. She hesitates. You love her a lot, don't you? I did, I almost say. Instead, I nod. Yes. Ryan approaches us with champagne. To the future bride and groom. I raise my glass. To honesty, I say. Emily freezes for half a second, then smiles. To honesty. We drink. Later, while tasting cake samples, Ryan leans close to me. You're quiet, he says. Just thinking. About what? About how lucky I am. He laughs. Yeah, you are. I look at him carefully. We both are. He doesn't understand the weight of my words. As the evening ends, I stand near the window watching them laugh together at something on her phone. Claire joins me again. You really okay? I nod. I will be. She frowns slightly, but says nothing more. Inside, something shifts. The pain is still there, but it's no longer wild. It's focused. I whisper to myself, watching them across the room. Plan it well. My jaw tightens. I'll end it better. Invitations go out in thick, white envelopes. I stand beside Emily at the dining table as she seals them. Can you believe it? She says. 2 months. Time moves fast, I reply. She smiles, but her eyes drift to her phone when it lights up. She turns it over quickly. Who's that? I ask. Claire, she answers too fast. Bridesmaid drama. Of course. Deposits get paid. Venues confirmed. The wedding planner, Ethan Cole, walks us through final details. Lighting will be warm, Ethan says. Romantic, but elegant. Perfect, Emily replies. I nod. As long as it's clear. Ethan looks at me. Clear. I like things visible, I say. No shadows. He studies me for a second. Noted. Emily laughs lightly. He's been weird about symbolism lately. Have I? I ask calmly. She squeezes my hand. You're just stressed. I want to say, I'm not stressed. I'm awake. But I stay quiet. At night, I hear her in the bedroom practicing vows. I stop outside the door. Daniel, she says softly to her reflection. You are my safe place. You are my home. Safe? From what? The truth? She continues. I promise to stand by you in honesty and love. I lean against the wall, my chest tight. Honesty. I walk in slowly. Practicing. She jumps slightly. You scared me. Sorry. She smiles. What do you think? I think you sound convincing. Her smile flickers. Convincing? I mean heartfelt. She studies my face. You've been different. Different how? Calmer. Almost too calm. Maybe I'm just sure. Sure of what? That everything will be revealed eventually. She laughs awkwardly. You're being dramatic. Maybe. The next afternoon, Ryan joins me for coffee. You look good, he says. Marriage suits you already. Does it? I ask. Yeah. Stable job, beautiful fiancée. You always get everything first. He laughs, like he did in college when he said the same thing. You remember saying that back then? I ask. Saying what? You always get everything first. He shrugs. I was joking. Were you? He leans back. Come on, man. Don't go deep on me. I'm just thinking. About what? About how envy works. His jaw tightens slightly. You think I envy you? I don't know. Do you? He forces a smile. You're my best friend. And, and I'd never compete with you. I hold his gaze. Good. That evening, Emily's parents invite us to dinner. Mr. Robert Hayes greets me firmly. Daniel, he says, shaking my hand. Everything ready for the big day? Yes, sir. He nods approvingly. I'm trusting you with my daughter. The weight of that sentence presses into me. Mrs. Linda Hayes hugs me warmly. You're already family. I appreciate that, I say quietly. During dinner, Mr. Hayes raises his glass. To loyalty and commitment. My throat tightens. To loyalty, I repeat. Emily avoids my eyes. After dessert, Mr. Hayes pulls me aside. Take care of her, he says. She can be impulsive. I know. She needs stability. I almost laugh. Yes, sir. On the drive home, Emily is silent. You okay? I ask. Dad's intense, she says. He believes in me. He does, she replies softly. Do you? She looks out the window. Of course. That night, I wake up thirsty. As I walk toward the kitchen, I hear her whispering in the living room. I can't keep doing this, she says. Ryan's voice comes through the speaker. Relax. He's looking at me differently. He doesn't know. He's not stupid. After the wedding, we'll figure it out. My blood turns cold. After the wedding. Figure it out. So we just keep lying? She asks. It's easier this way, he replies. We don't lose everything. And Daniel, he'll be fine. I step back into the hallway before she sees me. He'll be fine. I return to the bedroom and lie down, staring at the ceiling. They're using me, I whisper. The next morning, she acts normal. You slept okay? She asks. Perfectly. She studies me again. You sure? I'm sure of one thing. What? That I want this wedding to be unforgettable. She smiles, relieved. Me too. Later, I meet Ethan alone at the venue. I need a projector, I tell him. For a slideshow? He asks. Yes, something like that. Any specific timing? During the reception? After the vows? He nods. Send me the file. I will. He hesitates. You look serious. I am. Everything okay? It will be. That evening, Ryan comes over with drinks. To the countdown, he says. To the countdown, I echo. He sits across from me. You trust me, right? The question feels almost desperate. I used to think trust was automatic, I say. And now I think it's earned every day. He laughs nervously. You're overthinking again. Maybe. He stands up. We're brothers. I nod slowly. Yes, we are. After he leaves, I open my laptop. I review the screenshots again. Hotel confirmations. Messages. Dates. Smiling emojis that make me sick. I create a new folder. My fingers hover over the keyboard. What are you doing? I ask myself. I imagine canceling quietly. I imagine confronting them privately. No, I want truth in daylight. I type the folder name carefully. Play at reception. I upload every file, every image, every proof. I back it up twice. I sit back and stare at the screen. You want it unforgettable, I whisper. I close the laptop gently. This wedding will be exactly that. Wedding day arrives, and I wake before the sun. My hands are steady. That scares me more than shaking would. I look at my reflection and whisper, you're calm because you already lost everything. Olivia bursts into the room. You look amazing, she says, wiping her eyes. I'm already crying. Don't start yet. I tell her softly. I can't help it. This is your day. Yes, I reply. It is. At the venue, guests begin to fill the hall. I shake hands, accept hugs, smile for photos. Ryan stands beside me in his suit, adjusting his tie. You nervous? He whispers. Not at all, I reply. He smirks. That's my guy. Always steady, I say. He laughs. After today, you'll be a married man. After today, I repeat. Mr. Hayes approaches me, serious as always. Daniel, sir, you ready to become my son? I hold his gaze. I'm ready for the truth. He frowns slightly. Truth? I mean commitment. I correct smoothly. He nods. Good. Mrs. Hayes hugs me gently. She's been dreaming of this since she was little. I know, I say quietly. Music begins. Everyone stands. Then I see her. Emily walks down the aisle in white, glowing under soft lights. For one dangerous second, my chest tightens. I remember the rooftop, The trembling hands. The way she said yes. She reaches me and smiles. You look handsome, she whispers. So do you? I answer. The priest begins. We gather here today. His voice fades into the background. I feel my heartbeat in my ears. Daniel, Emily whispers softly, I love you. I look at her and think, did you? The priest turns to me. Do you take? I need to say something first. I interrupt. Gasps ripple through the hall. The priest blinks. Son, we can continue after. No, I say calmly. It needs to be now. Emily squeezes my hand. Daniel, what are you doing? I face the guests. I loved you, Emily. I trusted you, Ryan. That's why this hurts. Ryan stiffens beside me. Bro, what are you saying? I glance at Ethan near the back of the hall. Now. He hesitates for half a second, then nods. The projector behind us turns on. The first image appears, a hotel booking confirmation. Murmurs spread. Emily's grip tightens painfully. Daniel, stop. Another image flashes. Screenshots of messages. I miss you. He suspects nothing. After the wedding. Ryan steps back. Turn it off. I raise my voice slightly. No. Mr. Hayes stands abruptly. What is this? I look at him. Proof. Emily's face drains of color. It's not what it looks like. I turn to her slowly. Then explain it. She shakes her head, tears forming. Please. Not here. Where? I ask. In your lover's apartment? The crowd gasps louder. Ryan snaps. Watch your mouth. I face him. Best man, right? He looks at the floor. Claire covers her mouth with both hands. Emily, tell me this isn't real. Emily whispers, Claire, Another screenshot appears, showing the date. 2 weeks before the proposal. Mr. Hayes' voice shakes with anger. Answer me, Emily. She sobs. I made a mistake. A mistake. I repeat. You planned this. Ryan steps forward. Enough, Daniel. You're humiliating her. I'm humiliating her. I ask calmly. You humiliated me. He clenches his fists. We were going to tell you. When? I ask. After I signed the marriage license? Silence. Mrs. Hayes begins to cry softly. Emily, how could you? Emily tries to grab my hand again. Daniel, please. I was confused. You were strategic, I reply. The priest clears his throat nervously. Perhaps we should take a moment. No, I say firmly. Everyone deserves the truth. I step aside, so the screen is fully visible. Hotel receipts. Photos of them entering the same building. Message timestamps overlapping with wedding planning days. Ryan's voice cracks. You went through her phones? I didn't need to, I say. You were careless. He laughs bitterly. So this was your plan? Public revenge. This was your plan? I answer. Public vows built on lies. Mr. Hayes walks toward us slowly. Ryan, is this true? Ryan doesn't respond. Answer me. Mr. Hayes shouts. Yes. Ryan mutters finally. The word lands like a bomb. Emily collapses into tears. I never stopped caring about you, Daniel. That's the problem, I say quietly. You never stopped caring about him either. Claire steps forward, furious. You let us plan all this knowing? I nod. Yes. She shakes her head. That's cruel. What's cruel, I reply, is smiling in my face while betraying me. Olivia runs up the aisle, eyes red. Why didn't you tell me? She asks me. I had to finish it, I whisper. She looks at Emily with disbelief. He loved you. Emily sobs harder. I know. Ryan tries one last time. We can fix this privately. There is no private, I say. You lost that right. Mr. Hayes points toward the exit. Ryan, leave. Ryan hesitates. Sir, leave. He looks at me one final time. You didn't have to do this. Yes, I reply steadily. I did. He walks down the aisle alone. Emily sinks to her knees. Daniel, please don't walk away. I look at her for a long moment. Already did, I say. The hall is filled with whispers, anger, disbelief. Some guests stare at me with shock. Others nod quietly. The priest speaks softly. Son, are you certain? I'm certain. Emily reaches for my jacket. I'll end it with him. I swear. You should have ended it before this, I reply. Mrs. Hayes whispers through tears. Daniel, I'm so sorry. I nod respectfully. You don't owe me anything. Mr. Hayes looks at me, shame and anger mixing in his eyes. You deserved better. I know, I answer. I turn back to Emily. For 3 years, I gave you everything, I say quietly. Trust, loyalty, my future. She shakes her head desperately. I was scared. Of what? Of losing excitement. Of losing something. You lost me instead. She covers her face. I slowly remove the ring from my finger. The metal feels cold now. Daniel, she whispers weakly. I step toward the altar. This was supposed to mean forever, I say. I place the ring down carefully in front of everyone. The sound of it touching the surface is small, but in my mind, it echoes. I won't marry a lie, I say. Then I step back, breathing evenly, as everything we built collapses behind me. The silence after the wedding is louder than the chaos was. My phone doesn't stop vibrating. Messages, calls, notifications. Olivia calls first. Are you okay? I'm standing, I reply. That was insane. It was necessary. She hesitates. People are posting about it. I know. Half of them are calling you brave. The other half say you humiliated her. I told the truth. That's what matters, she says softly. After we hang up, I scroll. Justice. Savage. He went too far. She deserved it. Everyone has an opinion. No one felt what I felt. Mason calls next. You handled it clean. I didn't break any laws, did I? No. Everything you showed was yours to access. Good. You okay? I don't know yet. A few days later, I hear about Ryan through a mutual friend. His company put him on leave, the friend says. They saw the video. I didn't send it to them, I reply. You didn't need to. I hang up and sit quietly. I didn't ruin him, I whisper to myself. He did that. There's a knock on my door 3 nights later. I open it. Emily stands there, eyes swollen, hair unstyled. Can I come in? She asks. I step aside without speaking. She walks in slowly. I didn't know where else to go. You have options. Not anymore. I lean against the wall. What do you want? She looks at me and breaks. It was a mistake. A mistake is forgetting milk, I reply calmly. You plan a life behind my back. She wipes her face. I didn't mean for it to go that far. How far did you mean it to go? She struggles to answer. Did you love him? I ask. She hesitates. He made me feel alive. And I didn't. You made me feel safe. Safe wasn't enough. She shakes her head slowly. Ryan promised excitement. Freedom. No expectations. I let out a slow breath. Then you should have left me first. Tears roll down her face. I was scared. Of being honest. Of hurting you. I laughed softly. You hurt me anyway. She stepped closer. I'll fix it. There is no fixing this. I'll cut him off. You should have done that before. She whispers, I lost everything. I look at her steadily. So did I. She reaches for my hand, but I pull it back. Do you still love me? She asks. I think about the rooftop, the vows, the ring on the altar. I loved who I thought you were. I answer. She closes her eyes. You destroyed us, she says. No, I reply quietly. You did. She stands there for a long time, then nods slowly. I'm sorry, she whispers. I know. She leaves without another word. A week later, Mr. Hayes calls me. Daniel, may I see you? We meet at a quiet cafe. He sits across from me, looking older than before. I failed you, he says. You didn't. I trusted her judgment. So did I. He sighs deeply. I raised her better. I shake my head. She made her own choices. He studies me carefully. You showed restraint. I showed evidence. He nods once. For what it's worth, you still have my respect. That means something. He hesitates. Ryan left town. I absorb that silently. Running doesn't erase actions, I say. No, he agrees. It doesn't. When we part ways, I feel lighter. Weeks pass. The noise fades. The posts slow down. People move on to new scandals. One evening, I walk along the river near my apartment. The ring sits heavy in my pocket. I stop at the railing and take it out. This was supposed to be forever, I murmur. I think about revenge. About that moment in the hall. The gasps. The shock. It didn't heal me. Truth did. Facing it. Saying it out loud. Refusing to live inside a lie. I close my fingers around the ring. I didn't destroy them. I say softly. They destroyed themselves. I just turn on the lights. I throw the ring into the river. It disappears beneath the surface without a sound. For the first time in months, my chest doesn't feel tight. Daniel. I turn. Sophie Bennett stands a few feet away. She works in my department. Quiet, kind, always respectful. I didn't mean to interrupt, she says. You didn't. I heard about everything, she adds carefully. Most people did. She gives a small smile. I just wanted to say, you handled it with dignity. I'm not sure about that. I am, she replies. We stand there for a moment, watching the water move. Coffee sometime? She asks gently. No pressure. I look at her, at the calm in her eyes. Yeah, I say. I'd like that. She smiles, simple and sincere. As she walks beside me along the river, I take a deep breath. And for the first time, I breathe without pain.